Hello everybody, John Bornschein here, and this is Cable Lane. Again, we're going right back to our study today of experiencing God day by day. In today's study, we're going to find out, is there success without God? Now, if you go back to Exodus chapter 33 and verse 15, we read, "Then he said to him, 'If your presence does not go with us, do not bring us up from here.'" In Exodus chapter 33, what we find is that the Lord was offering to Moses to send an angel ahead of the people of Israel, that he was going to drive out the nations that were already in the promised land. He was going to do the work. All they had to do was be obedient. You see, the victory was going to come from God's very hand. In Deuteronomy chapter 28, in fact, wonderful study about how the Lord gives all of these blessings for their obedience. In fact, he says the Lord will open the heavens, the storehouse of his bounty, to send rain on your land in season and to bless all the work of your hands. Yes, the Lord would do this on their behalf. All they had to do was be obedient. But the rest of Deuteronomy chapter 28 are the curses for disobedience. In fact, not long after, just a few chapters removed, we see that the Lord is teaching Moses a song, tells them, teach this to the young people, teach this to the people of Israel, because they're going to forget me. In fact, he says, I'm going to bless them, and as I bless them, they will forget me. They will turn away from me. What a horrible thing. In fact, in Deuteronomy chapter 31, a whole section here describes Israel's rebellion that's being foretold. I'm going to bless them, I'm going to do all the work, but in their success, they're going to forget me. And so what we have to assess in ourselves then is, what's the cost? Do we only desire the outcome of the relationship with God, or are we seeking the relationship with God? Is that truly the treasure that we desire? Because what we can find is there may be the appearance of success. In fact, you may get all that your heart's desire, but you don't really have anything after all. When you turn and go through the study of the book of Kings, 1st and 2nd Kings specifically, what we find through this study is a real assessment of the kings of Israel. Now, you remember the nation had been divided. There are 10 tribes that moved to the north and 2 tribes to the south, Benjamin and Judah. And of the 39 kings that were profiled, 19 kings over the nation of Israel to the north, there wasn't a single king that did honorably before God. And of the 20 kings that are profiled in the south, only 8 of them did good things, and only 2 were considered great. You see, the ones that were considered great were the ones that truly sought after God. He was the greatest prize in the universe, to have a relationship with Him, to know Him, and to be intimately acquainted with Him. The others simply sought their own kingdom, their own successes, their own victories. And yes, God would allow them to have those victories, but were they truly rich? Were they truly successful? The answer is given that no, they were not. And so the challenge that's before us from Dr. Henry Blackaby, let's conclude with some of the thoughts. He says that Moses wisely concluded that success, no matter how great, is not a substitute for the fellowship with God. Moses knew how quickly worldly achievements could disappear. His security came from his relationship with God. Success in the world's eyes is not a sign of God's blessing. It may, in fact, indicate that you have chosen a substitute for intimate fellowship with God. Would you be satisfied to have success, power, and wealth, but not a relationship with God? Do you value God's presence in your life more than the greatest achievements you could ever experience in the world? What a great assessment. I hope that you've been blessed and encouraged, and yes, even convicted by today's study. God bless you, my friends. Take care.